Good morning. This is Jeff from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 10th of February. My disclaimer: I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own chance. I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. All right, great. Let's have a look at ES. Now, ES, we are seeing. I'm having a slight data issue again today. You're actually mainly seeing on precious metals. But we have got, so we're missing a little data here. A couple of the signals look a little strange, but only really look strange on precious metals today. But we've got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed on ES, and we've got another one fixed on RTY. So I'm thinking we might see some retracement today. I'm still looking for a retest of the all-time high on RTY. We had good stuff happening on the daily middlemans yesterday, which I'll get to on the RTH charts, but we will see. All right, NQ. Buy signal made target, got a little bit of negative divergence there, but as it never quite reached the 70 area, 70 level, I've not called that as a weak sell signal brewing or fixed. Otherwise, there would be one brewing. YM. This is actually a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed here too, and I've also got one, I think, brewing on ESTX. So we've got a fair amount fixed or brewing here, and I'm thinking we may well see a bit of retracement. We don't have any strong signals here, and on DAX here, we've got, this is the high here, so we don't have 60-minute divergence, but we've got quite a lot of negative divergence here, and I'm leaning towards seeing some retracement. Back test of the daily middle bands on the bigger picture may well be the way to go. Looking at Nikkei, we got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. Haven't got that marked in yet. Hang on, I'll just mark it in now. And we've got a possible little double top here. So I've been having some technical difficulties this morning. You'll see that when we get to the precious metals, actually. Is right. Okay. So altogether, we're getting an awful lot of indicators from the indexes that we're going to see a bit of retracement today. So we shall see how that goes. All right, great. Let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, now looking at those, looking at SPX, we saw a nice clear break over the daily middle band. We closed about, hang on 1 second. We closed about 30 handles above it. I am wondering if we might see a back test of that today. Looking at the Qs, nowhere near this, getting into the range where it might think about testing the 50 DMA and the daily middle band, but we are not over that yet. Looking at Dire, we actually made it up pretty much to the 3SD upper band, and we are consolidating a bit. I am looking to see whether it's going to make it to this trend line, although we didn't make it to the support trend line on the switch. There's no particular reason to think that it would. I'm watching that with interest, though, because that is the one that is closest. So if we're going to see a resistance trend line break, that would be it. No current divergence on SPX 60-minute. We've got a 15-minute RSI 14 sell signal fixed. Looking at Qs, no current divergence on 60-minute, and we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed. This is feeding the narrative that we're going to see some retracement here. We've also got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed here on Dire. So it does look as though we're going to see some retracement. These aren't the strongest of signals, but there's a lot of them. So I'd be a bit surprised if we don't see some retracement today. And the week 6 RSI 14 buy signal on IWM has reached the possible near miss target. It does look as though retesting the all-time high looks like a realistic target. This bull flag likely has broken up and already got more than halfway there. In terms of the 15 minutes, we don't have this is the only one where we don't have an RSI 14 sell signal fixed. Looking at DAX, DAX has broken back over the daily middle band, so I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of the all-time high, but obviously that's still some distance above. And Nikkei, we had a nice break above. Here, no divergence on the, apart from an old RSI 14 sell signal, no divergence on the daily chart here, but I will be having a look and considering whether this trend line is still realistic, and of course if we go up significantly higher, that may be hit, in which case I would redraw this trend line here. In the short term, obviously we've got an hourly sell signal brewing. All right, let's have a look at DX. DX The 60-minute sell signal reached target. No current. No, we do actually have a. Yeah, we've got a weak 60-minute buy signal which is fixed. This is basically a 50 back. This may well be resuming upside. We do this IHS though has fell. So that is suggesting that we might retreat back to the lows. So that failed yesterday. All right. In terms of ZB, ZB made a little higher high over here yesterday. Could be a little double top. I think this is just trading sideways, probably before a move down. That's the obvious thing to do, but we will see. ZN, obviously getting some odd looking data here this morning, but not as odd as we're about to get to on precious metals. On CL, this looks again like a bullish consolidation, wondering about a triangle. HO looks like a bullish consolidation, wondering about a triangle. RBOB, the double top is weakening here because it is heading higher. On NG, we retested the low as expected. We had a weak 60-minute buy signal fixed, but we've obviously got some data issues here, which is why the trend lines are looking so strange. So we have a potential double bottom here, though. And looking at GC, this is where we've got a lot of data that's moved. I think we might have lost the out of hours data, but this low here, for instance, this was originally coming from that low, and we've lost that, and we're losing other bits here. Signals are looking strange. This one does this odd thing where we lose data, where I have an old signal which basically turns into a line going straight down. SI again. Lost some data, so this signal here, which this arrow is for, has gone, but we've got the same looking double bottom that we got here. We've got another one potentially on platinum. Here we've now got a lower low, whereas this was most definitely a higher low, like the one on GC. So anyway, I'm going to clean these charts up before I send out the morning charts, but I'm just illustrating the problem that I had a few weeks ago and that I'm having again today. Not so much an issue with equities today. This seems to be focused basically on the commodities. PL, possible double bottom here. HG, we've got a potential double bottom here, but obviously the data here, frankly, not entirely sure what's happened here at all. So, all right, looking at USD. USD, seeing a bit of a pullback here, wondering about a retest of the high. GBP USD, I'm wondering about a retest of the high too. USD JPY, this is a 50 back, but we do have a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing. On USD CAD, tiny bit of positive divergence, not enough to mark in. Australian dollar, bull flag has actually broken up and made the target here, so this is now a potential double top. We will see how that goes, but I think that is, do we have a possible sell signal brewing? No, we had one, but we lost it overnight. On NZUSD, no current divergence, but again, we've got a bull flag, and I'm wondering about a retest of the high. KC, 60-minute buy signal has now fixed. It was brewing yesterday. Wondering about a rally here. SB still owed a retest this low here, which is at about the 14.03 area. CC, still potential bottoming action without really looking like anything particularly specific. CT, seen a bit of a rally here, no current divergence, not expecting to see an awful lot. In terms of the bottoming setup here, that is all lost by it going lower. Lumber, I'm still wondering whether we're going to revert down because we broke up obviously a while back, almost a month ago pretty much, from this double bottom, and since then it's been crickets. So the overall trend is likely to be down, so I'm wondering whether that's going to take over and take it down. ZW, still haven't made the double bottom targets. This looks like a possible consolidation triangle, which would probably get it to that target. Looks like a bear flag forming on corn. On soy, we did have possible double top setup, which we've lost. Possible bottoming action, possible topping action, but nothing really specific. Again, with ZL. Live cattle, seeing a bit of a pullback here, nothing particularly obvious in terms of a pattern setup to go down. HE, we broke up slightly over the channel resistance, but so far it has been staying within it. I'm wondering whether this might be preceding a breakup. Okay, great. Let's have a quick look at questions. Right, In that case, I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care. Yeah, just on when you were talking about the ID, yeah, I do run them on separate IDs, but actually, it was just the overall program was hanging. I'm not quite sure. I could only clear it with a restart. Maybe I just need to start doing that half an hour before I do it. And it's worth doing because the GoToMeeting is that good, but it's just annoying. We'll see if it clears. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers.